Dear students, so in our previous discussion, we discussed about the thermocouples. So in this video, I want to discuss about the pyrometers and luximeters. So pyrometer is nothing but the device which can be used for the measurement of temperature itself. So the thermocouple can be used for the measurement of temperature, and the pyrometer is also can be used for the measurement of the temperature itself. What is the difference between thermocouple and pyrometer means? In the thermocouple, that have the contact with the heat body, but the pyrometer does not have any contact with the heat body. So the pyrometers are of two types: optical pyrometer and a radiation pyrometer. So it is a measuring instrument that measures the temperature of a hot glowing object. The instrument has an illuminated reference with which the brightness of that hot body is matched by controlling the input electrical current of the reference. When the glow of the reference matches with the hot object through an eyepiece, that electrical current is measured to calibrate the temperature of the hot body. So, coming to the construction, consider it as a cylinder which has a lens in one end, and the other end there is an eyepiece. So, in between there is a lamp which is powered with the help of a battery. So, a rheostat is used to change the current and hence the brightness of the intensity. So as to increase the temperature range which is to be measured, an absorption screen is fitted between the optical lenses and references bulb. And in front of the eyepiece, there is a colored glass, usually red colored glass, to make the lights monochromatic. That is, it helps in narrowing the band of the wavelength. So this is the diagram for the optical pyrometer. So here we have the eyepiece, and here we have the objective lens or optical lens. So we consider this as tube, and we place one lamp in between the objective lens and the eyepiece. So the lamp is connected to the one battery, and which can be the brightness of this lamp can be varied with the variation of this rheostat, variation of the resistance in this rheostat. And the scale for this multimeter can be calibrated for the measurement of the temperature, equivalent measurement of the temperature. So here we have one absorption screen between the objective lens and reference lamp. So which what is this purpose is to get the accurate reading, and similarly here this side in between the lamp and eyepiece we have the red filter. So this can be used to get the clear cut image of the this temperature source. So what is the procedure here means? So here we can vary the rheostat of this lamp. So with this variation, the lamp brightness will be changes frequently, and we can compare this brightness and the temperature source brightness continuously with the eyepiece. So if these two brightnesses are matched, then the temperature will be considered as the measured temperature. So if the brightness filament is the lamp filament is dark, that is then that is cooler than the temperature source. And if the lamp filament is bright, then that is the hotter than the temperature source. And if the filament disappears, thus the equivalent brightness between the filament and the temperature source. So at this condition, the temperature we can measure, and that temperature is nothing but the temperature of the objective source. And advantages of this optical pyrometer is simple assembling of the device enables easy use of it, and provides a very high accuracy with plus or minus 5 degrees Celsius, and there is no need of any direct body contact between the optical pyrometer and the object. Thus, it can be used in a wide variety of applications as long as the size of the object whose temperature is to be measured fits with the size of the optical pyrometer. The distance between both of them is not at all a problem. Thus, the device can be used for the remote sensing areas also. And this device cannot only be used to measure the temperature, but can also be used to see the heat produced by the object or source. Thus, the optical pyrometers can be used to measure the and view the wavelengths less than or equal to the 0.65 microns. But another pyrometer is there, that another pyrometer is nothing but radiation pyrometer. This can be used for the high heat applications, such as the wavelength between the 0.7 microns to 20 microns. And applications of this optical pyrometer is this is used to measure the temperatures of the liquid metals of highly heated materials, and can be used to measure the furnace temperatures. And radiation pyrometer, So I discussed earlier, the optical pyrometer not only used for the temperature measurement but also used to see the heat that is measured. So the amount of heat that can be devised or sensed is 0.65 microns. So above the 0.65 microns, that means 0.70 microns to 20 microns, we use the radiation pyrometer. So the main theory behind the radiation pyrometer is that the temperature is measured through the naturally emitted heat radiation by the body. This heat is known as to be a function of its temperature. According to the applications of the device, the way in which the heat is measured can be summarized into two, that is total radiation pyrometer and selective radiation pyrometer. In the total radiation pyrometer, the heat emitted in the all sources can be measured at all wavelengths, and in the selective radiation pyrometer, the heat radiated from the hot sources is measured at given wavelengths only. And coming to the construction of the construction and working of the radiation type pyrometer, the radiation pyrometer has an optical system including the lenses, a mirror, and adjustable eye as shown in the figure. Eyepiece, the heat energy emitted from the hot body is passed to the optical lens and which collects it and is focused on the detector with the help of the mirror and eyepiece arrangement. The detector may either be thermistor or a photomultiplier tubes. So through the latter is known for faster detection of the fast moving objects. The former may be used for the small scale applications. That means the thermistor can be used for the small scale applications and the photomultiplier tubes can be used for the fast moving objects. Thus, the heat energy is converted to its corresponding electrical signal by the detector and is sent to the output temperature display device. So here we have the object, and here we have the lens, and here we have the mirror. So the object heat captured by the lens is focused on the mirror, and that heat can be transferred to the detector. So normally this detector is either thermistor or micro multiplier photo multiplier tubes. So based upon this radiation, the temperature will be displayed on the screen. And coming to the advantages of the radiation type pyrometer, the device can be used to measure the very high temperatures without direct contact with the hot source. And the biggest advantage is that the optical lens can be adjusted to measure the temperature of the objects that are even 1 by 15 inch in diameter, and that too kept at long s is equal to distance from the measuring device. The sight path of the device is maintained by the construction of the instrument components such as the lenses and curved mirrors. So this is about the pyrometers, optical pyrometer and radiation pyrometer. So next instrument in this same video is luximeter. So the luximeter is a device for measuring the brightness, especially the intensity with which brightness appears to the human eye. So the physical appearance of the and block diagram of the luximeter is as shown in the figure. So here we have the diffusing globe, and based upon the diffusing globe identifies the light identifies the lights and activates the some voltages, and that means the current to voltage converter. And this current to voltage converter, if that is analog, then that analog voltage will be shifted to the digital voltage and that will be supplied to the microcomputer, and based upon that voltage here we can get the display. So this is the operation of the luximeter, and this diagram is the physical appearance and block diagram of the luximeter. So the various components in the luximeters are: the luximeter or illuminometer consists of a light sensor consisting of a photodiode that converts the light into electrical current, and an optical filter that ensures the same sensitivity as the human eye, and the diffusing globe that facilitates the cosine correction, and one analog to digital converter, and a microcomputer, and a battery. So working, a luximeter works by using the photocell to capture light, and the photocell then converts this light into an electrical current, and this measuring electrical current can be converted into electrical voltage by current to voltage converter. And the device calculates the lux value of the light it captured, take a few measurements to determine the mathematical relationship between the current and lux, and program the relations into a microcontroller. So this is about the luximeter. So in the next video we will see about the remaining devices in single video. Thank you.